Hey guys, hello and welcome. This is my dad's 2001 Vauxhall Astra that's covered 270,000 miles and has never had a detail in its life. And as you can see, every panel is scuffed, scratched, dirty or faded, and this car really looks like it's been to the moon. So in this video, I'm going to try to make the old girl look a little bit more respectable and try to put a little bit more life back into her. Now, I'm not going to go the whole 9 yards, hell no I ain't, but I do think with a few hours elbow grease, we can make this car look a lot better than it currently does. Firstly, before I touched the bodywork, I had to do something about those faded headlights. So using a few easy to acquire items, I decided to restore them myself. I started off spraying the lights with a spray bottle, filled with dish soap and went in horizontal motions across the lights with 800 grit sandpaper. I then dried the light and turned the dip beam on. This allows me to see that I've covered 100% of the light in horizontal scratches. Then I repeated the same method with 1500 grit paper, but this time I went in vertical motions to erase the scratches left by the 800 grit sandpaper. This time all the lines should be running vertical. Finally, I repeated the procedure for a final time using 2500 grit sandpaper and going back to horizontal motions. Now it was on to using a polishing compound. I used Autoglym Paint Renovator. This is finer than the 2500 grit sandpaper and you should really start seeing a difference after this step. This time, go in circular motions and then buff the light off when finished. Take a look at this comparison. The left is after the paint renovator has been used and the right is after using 2500 grit sandpaper. What a massive difference it makes. Now, onto our final restoration step, and this is using car polish. I'm using Super Resin Polish by Autoglym. This is finer than the paint renovator and should leave the light crystal clear. Now to seal in all that hard work. I'm using a UV protected top coat to make sure the lights don't turn yellow again in the future, and I'm applying this in a carefree method in regards to overspray. Be more careful if you have a nice car. And with that all done, the lights are done and look absolutely awesome. Now it was time to tackle that bodywork. Naturally, this started off by giving the car a good wash. So I took my pressure washer and blasted off any loose dirt and debris that was on the surface before finally finishing up on the wheels. Tackling those manky old wheel trims turned out to be a little bit harder than expected. I hit the wheels with Meguiar's Mirror Bright wheel cleaner that, in all honesty, it didn't do much to lift any of the older brake dust off. However, it did leave the surface of the wheel trim looking clean and shiny. But it was time to break out the big guns. So I applied Autoglym's new Magma Fallout Remover to the wheels and a magic eraser and just scrubbed away. Now they were looking clean and scuffed. But, well, I can't do anything about the scuff, so let's pretend they're not there. Finally, I hit the tyres with Autoglim's custom wheel cleaner. Whilst the job was too heavy for this product on the wheel trims themselves, I find this product to be an awesome tyre cleaner due to the high foam nature of the product and the fact it's designed to remove light brake dust. Next up is the pre-wash, and I'm hitting the car with a combination of dish soap and water in a foam lance. Why dish soap, I hear you scream? Well, it actually has its place in detailing, and one of them is to strip off any old wax or grease from the bodywork more effectively than a regular car shampoo. Just don't use this stuff on a maintenance wash for the love of Lucifer. After washing away the snow foam, and I say snow foam in inverted commas, I hit the car again with it just to provide some lubrication to the paint during the contact wash. For the contact wash, I used a 2 bucket method with grit guards, one filled with dish soap and the other with just warm water. I also used a microfiber wash mitt and go in straight motions to reduce the risk of scratches. Not that I think it'd make much of a difference on this car. After I rinsed the car off, I was able to see what I was up against, and boy, was the car in bad shape. The sheer amount of stone chips alone was going to be a problem. There also seemed to be a puncture wound in the driver's door, and some weird contamination on the roof, as well as some heavy deposits of tar on the doors. Time to move on to the first stage of decontamination. My fallout remover of choice for this detail was Magma by Autoglim, and right now, I'd like to apologise for the poor camera work in this part of the video. This was my first time using Magma, and I will post a review once I've had some more time with it, but one thing I do love is that it doesn't smell like someone's took a dump in a plastic bag, mixed in some rotten eggs, let it mature in the sun for a week. This one is actually quite pleasant and smells of oranges to me. As you can see, there's a decent reaction to the fallout remover, and I decided to agitate it with the brush just to see what happens. Then, after rinsing it off, it was on to the second stage of decontamination, tar removal. This car has so much tar on the door that it really does look crap. I'm hitting this with tar and glue remover by Auto Finesse. If I can get the spray bottle to work, that is. Auto Finesse, if you're watching this, please upgrade your spray triggers. The big ones on your bigger products work great. After leaving it to sit for a few minutes, I came back with a microfiber cloth and 90% of the tar came off in the first pass. Fantastic result. I repeated the process again to get rid of the last of the tar. Normally, I'd be moving on to cleaning the car now, but the day was drawing to a close and I knew I wasn't going to get the car finished. But before I wrapped filming up for the day, I really wanted to do something about those faded plastics. No amount of product was going to restore them, so I needed to take a more unconventional and extreme approach, so I broke on my Evolution heat gun. The idea is by heating the plastic up to a very high temperature, the oils embedded in the plastic will rise up to the surface and will take on a nice dark appearance and will be much more permanent than a dressing. Going carefully and making sure not to overheat an area, the plastic came up beautifully. And that's it for part 1 of this video. I'll be filming and uploading part 2 soon where I take care of the rest of the car, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon next to it to make sure you don't miss it when I upload. Thanks for watching guys, see you soon, take care.